Many years ago, pirates would attack ships and steal valuables like gold, jewels, and money. In Pirates Past Noon, Jack and Annie go back in time for an adventure with pirates. Jack and his little sister Annie sat at home watching the rain fall through their window until Annie decided that they should go to visit the magic treehouse. They ran through the rain and finally, they looked up in the woods through the trees and saw the treehouse. They climbed up the rope ladder and looked around. There were many books in the treehouse, but they hadn't put them there. The mysterious M person had. Jack and Annie didn't know who this person was, but they knew that's where the book came from. Will they ever find out who this mysterious M person is? The treehouse had an M engraved on the floor, just like the medallion in the bookmark that Jack had found earlier. As they were looking around, they suddenly realized that there was a book open on the ground. Annie picked up the book and looked at the picture. It was a picture of a beautiful beach. She and Jack both wanted to go there because it looked warm and sunny. There was also a green parrot in the picture, and as soon as Annie said she wanted to be at the beach, the parrot appeared right in front of them. All of a sudden, the treehouse started spinning. Faster and faster it spun until they were in the treehouse, in a palm tree on the beach, just like the pictures they had looked at. Jack and Annie ran across the beach into the warm water and played. They looked out into the ocean and saw a ship that seemed to be getting closer and closer. The closer it got, the more nervous Jack became, especially once he saw the ship's flag. It was a black flag with skull and crossbones on it. Oh no, thought Jack, it's a pirate ship. The ship continued to get closer and closer. Annie tried to get Jack to run away with her, but he was drawing in his notebook on the beach. The pirates came closer to shore, and Annie was in the treehouse already, and by the time that Jack tried to run back to the treehouse, it was too late. The pirates had arrived on the beach in their boat, and the biggest pirate of all, Captain Bones, had snatched him up. Annie got scared. She ran and screamed back to Jack and yelled at the pirate to let him go, but Captain Bones was too big and too mean, and he just grabbed a hold of Annie too. He ordered his other pirates, Pinky and Stinky, to search the treehouse and Jack's backpack. But they wanted gold, not books. Jack and Annie had lots of books, but Jack did have the medallion with the M on it. The pirates found the medallion. Annie tried to tell them it wasn't theirs, but they didn't listen to her. Captain Bones wanted to find Kid's treasure, but Jack and Annie didn't even know what that was. He had a map, but he couldn't read. Jack tried to help him read it, but since Jack didn't know anything about the treasure or where it was located, he couldn't help them much. Captain Bones thought Jack and Annie really did know where the treasure was and had lied to them. So the pirates threw them on board the ship to meet their doom. Unless they could find the treasure, they would walk the plank. The map had said that the treasure would be found beneath the whale's eye, but no one knew what that meant or where that was or even where they could find a whale. Annie and Jack were locked into a room on the ship. Annie was looking out the window when she saw a whale. The whole island that they had been on was shaped like a whale. She told Jack and he saw it too. The eye of the whale, he said. That's where the treasure is. So the treasure must be under the rock that looks just like the whale's eye. They told Captain Bones that they knew where the treasure was and that they could show him, but they had to go back to the island. They really only wanted to go back to the island so that they could go back home through the magic treehouse. But Captain Bones ordered the men to go back to shore to search for the treasure. But he wasn't letting go of Annie and Jack until the treasure was in his hands. Will Jack and Annie discover the buried treasure? Will Captain Bones let him go? Or will they have to walk the plank to their doom if they can't find it? Read Pirates Past Noon to find out what happens to Jack and Annie.